Thanks for joining us. I'm Anita Bath. A newly released document suggests police in BC have been concerned about the safety of another Sikh activist in this province. The man is from the same gurdwara as Hardeep Singh Nijjar. The activist gunned down outside his gurdwara in June. A murder Canada says India was involved in. Let's go live now to our Tanya Fletcher for more on this. Tanya, take us through the latest developments.
Yeah, Anita, Gurmeet Singh Toor was allegedly warned by law enforcement about threats to his own life. This is according to a newly disclosed duty to warn document that Toor says was delivered to his house by officials about a month ago. It's addressed to him and reads, "Police have determined by way of one or more investigative avenues that your life may be in peril." Adding, at this time, we are unable to provide you with specific details of the threat. Now, CBC has reached out to RCMP multiple times to confirm that this duty to warn was in fact issued. So far, no official confirmation from law enforcement. But we did speak to Toor himself about it. Take a listen to what he told us through a translator.
He feels that he is, after the warning, he is keeping more aware of everything, of his surroundings, and trying his best to stay safe.
Are you worried?
Yeah, fikr to hai, of course.
Now, Toor is a senior member of the management committee at the same Surrey Gurdwara that Hardeep Singh Nijjar was president of. Nijjar was shot dead in the driveway just outside the Gurdwara at the end of June. Now, this new letter is dated nearly 2 months after the killing on August 24th. Weeks before, there was a non-binding vote held in BC in support of an independent Sikh state known as Khalistan. The Indian government denies any involvement in Nijjar's death. That same government, by the way, has viewed him as a terrorist. And the fallout, of course, from Canada's accusation has led to the collapse of relations between the two countries. Each has since sent a diplomat home. India has also stopped processing visas for Canadians. And the group Sikhs for Justice is calling on Canada to expel India's High Commissioner to Canada. Anita?
Tanya Fletcher live tonight. Thank you. Let's now go to India, where an election looms over the country, and that's made the crusade for Khalistan a hot-button issue, even as support for the movement in Punjab remains low. Our South Asia correspondent, Salima Shivji, has more from Punjab, where people are nervous.
The holiest of temples for Sikh pilgrims, golden in the afternoon light, a place of devotion and to capture memories. The songs religious and spiritual. But this was also the site of violence and turmoil nearly 40 years ago. An insurgency of armed Sikh separatists fighting for an independent state called Khalistan occupied the temple. Indian soldiers laid siege, eventually storming the holy site. Thousands of Sikhs died in the riots that followed, the pain still raw in Punjab. And yet many here flatly reject the idea of a Sikh state.
I'm proud to feel an Indian.
Like Amanpal Singh, who's more worried about the economy.
No, ma'am, there is no Khalistani movement in Punjab. There is a need of the right now, the employment.
A deep concern that ripples through the heart of Punjab, an area that many young people have abandoned to go study abroad. Even if the hot topic of discussion these days is how Ottawa is accusing New Delhi of having a hand in the shooting death of a Canadian Sikh separatist on Canadian soil. What even is Khalistan, Sardur Singh says. We don't know, it's all politics, and we are the ones who suffer. This man was a police officer in the 1980s when anti-Sikh riots gripped the capital. There were dead bodies in the streets, Naseeb Singh Sangna says. Many don't remember the dark days. Why would we want to return to that unrest? There is a fierce anger here at the Indian government and a sense that Punjab has been slighted and not given its due. But also the sense that fighting for Khalistan isn't the answer.
I think there is no need to repeat the demands of Khalistan. We are happy.
Happy as part of India, less happy to be caught in a political game for votes, people here say, by India's ruling BJP, intent on deepening divides.
Near elections, they have just an election ploy. Let's talk about Khalistan. Let's create a mess in the people.
We stand for...
There is a section of Sikh society in Punjab that's still fighting, and they argue that support for their movement is strong but silent.
Over here, there is a fear of crackdown. There is a fear of harassment. There is a fear of being booked under draconian laws. which is not in the case in Canada, UK and USA. Whatever we see in diaspora, that is the reflection of the movement in Punjab.
So many people here tell me they fear the power of social media to exaggerate support for Khalistan. They worry that all Sikhs are being branded Khalistanis, terrorists. And most say there's a clear disconnect between how they see the fight for an independent state and how the Sikh diaspora sees it. A view frozen in time.
Abruptly came to an end in 1992-93.
Even though support for Khalistan in Punjab collapsed in the early 90s, says this expert, the diaspora clings to a past that's no longer.
They don't go by the logic. Sometimes they go by the history. Some they go by that glorious period. Okay, that was there. But things have changed a lot.
Changed and evolved, with other more pressing concerns now top of mind. A Sikh state for those here no longer a priority.
That's the CBC's Salima Shivji reporting from Amritsar.